Mr. Rain soon, and today I'm going to take you through my journey of the PYP exhibition. So, without further ado, let's dive right in. Well, let me tell you a bit about myself as you are going through to my journey of the brilliant PYP exhibition. You know, it is pretty hard to even express an emotion, so it's even harder to express an soul as there can be so many things. So, to save time, let me tell you a few words which describe me. Knowledgeable. I'm knowledgeable. I keep researching and I keep reading books which expands my knowledge. Then I'm an inquirer. I keep inquiring and asking questions. In fact, I don't get fine until I understand the concept of something. I'm practical. I don't think too ridiculously, but not too less ridiculously as well. I'm grateful. I'm really happy and thankful for everything I have got. What else could be better? I'm soft and quiet. I'm soft of nature. I don't keep shouting until it's a need. Lastly, I'm not even close to perfect. Yups, no one is close to perfect. Everyone has quite a few weaknesses. Like me, I'm not good at visual arts, no matter how much I try, but I will keep trying and improve. The next one is the inquiry process. The inquiry process is quite important because it is a way to reach the success of the PYP exhibition. And you won't like something which is absolutely imbalanced, so there won't be any fun of executing it. Now, all of the steps are related to all the tasks and missions we will execute in the PYP exhibition. So, the first one is the 4 pillars. Essential question, proposal and plan, explore and research. 5. Collecting learning evidence. 6. Create authentic piece. 7. One of my most favorite one, public display of understanding. So once again, all of these determine the tasks we will execute during the PYP exhibition. Once again is the inquiry cycle. This diagram is a different way of representing the earlier one we saw. So over here is just a bit more specific, so it becomes easier for people to understand. And just going to brief you through in some time, so you just get an idea of what it is. Number 1 is determine your focus. Start with an essential question. Brainstorm questions. Brainstorm subtopics. Select the subtopic. Access prior knowledge. Identifying wonderings. Research. Make cross-curricular connections. Last one, perform, reflect and revise. So as you must have seen that you can actually observe and notice many of them are pretty related to the diagram we saw in the earlier slide. The next slide showcases the 4 pillars of inquiry. As you must have noticed that the 4 pillars of inquiry is the first step in the inquiry process. It is actually given here specifically because over here the tasks of the 4 pillars of inquiry are the same for everyone. But then in the next steps we will have different tasks, but each of them will be related to the inquiry process only. So, as the 4 pillars of inquiry is quite important as well, here are, I'm just going to brief you through over here. Explore a passion, aim for a goal, delve into your curiosities, take on a new challenge. So, this is how we actually did executed the tasks during the 4 pillars of inquiry. And you won't believe, but it was pretty fun, even better than you would have thought it would be.
Here are some checklists we had to fill during the PYP exhibition. So let me just read a few of them so you get the idea of how it is. I understand the purpose of the exhibition. I've identified a global issue or opportunity that has significance to me. My issue connects with our school or local context. I'm starting to connect ideas and think about how I will take action. I'm reflecting on and documenting my learning process. So, thank to God and my hard work, I was able to perform all of them. That means there was a tick everywhere. So now comes the tasks we had to perform during the PYP exhibition. So the first one was knowing the purpose of the PYP exhibition. So this was an thinking routine we had to do. It was divided into three categories: color, symbol, and image. So it was mainly about why the PYP exhibition is there. The color I chose was green because it is an ongoing sign and bright sign. You know, when you are in a traffic signal and you see green and you're really happy, that's the same thing I thought. And it's an ongoing thing. That means the PYP exhibition is ongoing. And as it is bright, it means that the PYP exhibition students and the PYP exhibition itself is really bright and full of knowledge. The symbol I chose was an question mark. Question mark because, as you can tell, it's because we are doing a research work. The UI is all about researching into the deep and having a never-ending inquiry, because knowledge is endless and you can never gain all of it. Image. The image I chose shows hard work and teamwork. The exhibition will be successful and accomplished by doing teamwork. We won't be able to do it alone because everyone have features and qualities which other people might not have. So you need them to reach success. Take bow, you earned it. So this was how you are thinking that the PYP exhibition is turning out. So I feel that the PYP exhibition turned out really great. And things are starting to fall apart. We are doing the task, everyone are doing the tasks, and yeah, I'm starting to get the hang of it and I'm having a lot of fun. I'm really excited for the other part of the PYP exhibition. Essential agreements. So before starting the main exhibition, we formed some essential agreements because there has to be some balance, right? The number one was maintain a PYP exhibition journal and work properly on it on regular basis. Exhibit academic honesty and maintain a list of citations, as academic honesty is really important and you can't just not follow copyrights. Third one, work wholeheartedly for our PYP exhibition. That means, just love the learning process. Fourth, collaborate, contribute, and take multiple perspectives for an inquiry. That means take your teammates' perspectives and be receptive to them, and also take multiple perspectives. That means that take other people's perspectives as well, not only your teammates. 5. Exhibit time management and self-management. Balancing is a really important key to success. Without balancing, you will obviously lose. Like if you're studying and not worrying about your health, it's a loss, it's not a win. 6. Respect and value each other's work. As I had said earlier, it's about hard work and being receptive to others' opinions. Be receptive and imbibe and exhibit the PYP elements. As the PYP elements are really important keys to success, we must follow them in our learning journey. The last one, but not least, make our PYP exhibition the best. That's what every teammate will be wanting. So, passion word splash. This one is one of my personal favorite because I got to write about some of my most favorite passions I have. So, the number one is football. I live for football. I just love the sport. The way you kick the football and then you're passing and the skills. I love it. And it also helps me keep myself healthy, as exercise is really important. Then math for entrepreneurship. Many people don't see maths as their favorite subject, but I do. I like maths. In fact, I love maths. But to be more specific, I love maths for entrepreneurship, as in profit and loss, simple and compound interest, percentage, and share market. All of these topics are something I really enjoy learning about. Number 3 is piano. All I need piano is for peace. I Well, honestly, I don't play classical Hindi music, but I play English music. And the one type I love about English music is the classical English music because I just love it. I just go into it and playing. I don't care about the notes. I just keep playing it, and it's the most wonderful thing that has ever happened to me. Last but not the least, robotic engineering. As the world is really rushed and it's progressing and advancing every day, the world is technology. Nothing you see is without technology. So I really love robotic engineering, and I just love the way the reasons and the techniques are, and which something you think which is so cool and you can do it. Your interest, passion is you and why you chose it. So this one means that which passion which you is which you love the most and you want to pursue it for the rest of the PYP exhibition. So as you all know, I chose entrepreneurship. I just love it. I want to become an entrepreneur when I grow up. Like my grandfather, he is an entrepreneur, and I know because my mother has told that he was really a poor first, but then he started doing jobs and learning engineering, and now he's an a gas tube manufacturer, and that is really good. And the second point is because of math. As I had said earlier, the topics is just what I love, like profit and loss and share market. Group members and mentors. This was the day I have been waiting for since how long? We got to know our team members and mentors. My team members are just amazing. I have a knowledge person, me. I have a really creative person, Vedant, and a principal and practical person, Joanna. Preeti ma'am, the ma'am I prefer the most. She is really good and I have known her since a long time. So luckily the topic we were allotted is the one I had chosen, entrepreneurship. Provocation. So the provocation was a video we watched during the class. It was about the young change makers, as in we children. Yes, it's hard to believe, but we children can change the world. So it was about these two people. Their name was Matt and Jack Webb. So they went all around the world doing tours about and interviews about some young change makers. And to be honest, I was really surprised by them. Let's design a logo. So as no company can be without a logo, we design one. The entrepreneurs of tomorrow. Just see, it looks so good and attractive. My, my Ikigai. So Ikigai is something which determines what your goal is, what your Desha is in life. So it is basically categorized into four parts: what I love, what I am good at, what I can be paid for, and what the world needs. After all of my writing and calculations, I came to a conclusion that my Ikigai is entrepreneurship. It's everywhere. The golden circle. So the golden circle is something which is really important when you're starting a business. It is categorized into three categories: what, why, and how. The why is the most important category in the whole golden circle, as you need to know why you are starting a business, why you have done something. If you don't know why you have done that and what is your goal, then your business is useless. So here we were going to make a transdisciplinary theme. I mean, that was already done. It's how we express ourselves. Umbrella central idea. So this is a central idea which is common for all your groups, for all the groups. But we were going to make ours soon, and you will get to know that. So here's it. Our group central idea. Entrepreneurship, along with responsible entrepreneurs, affect the economy, helps understand the world, helps be civic minded, and affects the betterment of the world as well. Central idea. Did you write one? Is it local or global? So simply local or global means that is it local? If yes, that means it is only towards like India, or in small part in the whole world. If it's global, it's towards and points out to everywhere, like the whole country. So other IB elements. So we had one task where we had to write a few IB elements, which are the ATL skills and the learner profile attributes, which we will be imbibing in the rest of the PYP exhibition. So here's just a glimpse of it. Approaches to learning skills, which are the ATL skills. We need research skills, communication skills, self-management skills, social skills, and thinking skills. All of the skills are really needed as they have their own features and qualities, which are very important in a business. Learner profile attributes. So here are a few learner profile attributes our group will imbibe during this PYP exhibition. So here's a bit academic honesty, as it is very important, and I had already mentioned that I have imbibed it. So satori.com and Canva, prior knowledge of ourselves. So let's get back over here. ATL skills, as I had just shown, IB learner profiles, lines of inquiries. So now we were going to form our own lines of inquiries, and I was really excited for it because I have never done that before. So here are the lines of inquiries me and my group had set. The first one is the needful steps, resources, and skills required to start a successful business. 2. Techniques, ways, and characteristics to become a sustainable, responsible, and fair businessman. So the first one is about the steps and skills and the resources you need to start a business. The second one is about ethics you need in the business. That's really important, and many people see the Ratan Tata as the guru of ethics. The third one is taking meaningful action, which is personally one of my favorite, as we had a lot of field work over there. But stay tuned till the end to find out. The fourth one is presenting the final product. What do you already know? So I know you must be thinking that this is a lot, but I'll just get this over with fast. So an entrepreneur is simply a person who comes up and develops an idea or invents something and then markets it, creates it, and then simply sells it in the market. Whereas a businessman is a person who just simply sells a product. A businessman is more of a dealer, not an entrepreneurship. This is a very important thing you must remember. So one more thing is, which I know, is that you can't start a business with a few things. Number one, with government permissions and slips. That is a really long process you need to do, or else your business will actually be illegal, though it will be pretty much unintentional. Number two is that you need people and employees to work under you if you want to start a business, as they all have different features which you will need in a business. Lastly, I know that we need resources. Resources as in assets. Now the assets are the company assets. They can be like laptops, electricity, Wi-Fi, land, etc. All of the assets are needed for the well-functioning of the company. Burning questions. So here are a few questions I'm burning to know the answer of. So what are all the terms we will need in our journey of entrepreneurship? I just don't want to become a kid. I also want to know the proper terms we'll need. What are the permissions we must be granted from the government to start our business legally? Shall I do a job to earn money for for my business first, or take a huge amount of money from the bank, because if I'm not able to pay the money back, I'll be given a punishment. So these are some of the questions which are burning in my mind and really, wanting to know the answer of. Key concepts: function, connection, responsibility, form, causation, perspective, change. So we had assigned one of these key concepts to each of the line of inquiries respectively. Personal connect. So here we start with the first line of inquiry. You're excited, right? Even I am. So let's start. So the personal connect was nothing but a guest lecture by my teammate Vedant Ramani's Chachi. So we have started the first line of inquiry, and as you all know, it is about the steps and resources and things we need to start a business. So she gave us an amazing guest lecture, and also because she is a professor in a college who teaches older kids about entrepreneurship, and it was a great pleasure meeting her. Next one is local connect. For local connect means like local connect is like with relatives and the friends we meet. So in local connect we were unofficially gathering information, as in we personally and individually started surveying people about entrepreneurship and some questions related to them, and that way we got plenty of informations. And fact is that I couldn't find that information on even the internet, which is a really amazing fact. Global Connect. For the Global Connect, we had a Google survey on entrepreneurship. This one was one of my favorite connects because you won't believe, but we sent this Google form all around the globe. That means we could get responses from anywhere, even Mexico. And you won't believe, but we got around a whopping 80 responses from all over the world. Firstly, I didn't think that I'll get much information from these, and the information I'll get will be the one I knew. But actually, later on, I found out that there was so much knowledge in them and perspectives I had never even looked from. So, right about the learning process. So, here are some visible thinking routines we had done. So, the visible thinking routines are some activities we do which help us understand better a concept. Right about the learning process, about LOI 1. So, the first line of inquiry was finally over. I'm really happy about that, and it turned out even better than I had imagined it would. So, but honestly speaking, there were some problems and conflicts we faced during our first line of inquiry. One of them were teamwork problems. As we didn't actually know much about teammates, we were having trouble combining our opinions and ideas, which did lead to some conflicts. But the main mattering factor is that we resolved them, and that's what mainly matters. You won't believe, but we made learning goals, success criteria, a Google form, and a book by ourselves, which was really fun to do together. So here's the first and second line of inquiry assessment as it was combined. We had created an amazing book which we shared with our relatives and cousins. A business book for kids, the entrepreneurs of tomorrow. So yeah, here are some contents and I'll just get you a glimpse of it. So, a dream. This is the starting and introduction chapter. You know that time when you're still a child and wonder, what will I be when I grow up? You have loads of professions which you desire to pursue due to their amazing features. But when you grow up a little more, you have determined that I will be an entrepreneur. But one more obstacle. You might say cryingly, how shall I become one? I don't know the E of entrepreneurship also. Well, don't worry, because we as students of NES on behalf of the PYP exhibition will help you solve this problem. So there's a lot more, but I'll save us some time, and you can read it later. It's on the palette of the entrepreneurship group. The second line of inquiry. The second line of inquiry was actually a bit easier than the first one because we had already had some experience what happens in an LOI. So it wasn't pretty difficult doing the second line of inquiry. In this one, for the Personal Connect, we had a guest lecture by Mr. Provin on behalf of the Personal Connect, as he is Jonas' dad. And really big fun fact I learned that Mr. Provin's dad, he has actually owned a really huge electrical company, and fact is that he used to be really poor and used to live on the roads and parts of India, and he didn't even have a home. But then now he is such a big entrepreneur, and he has actually done the electrical work of so many hotels, and some of them are really famous, like the Taj Hotel. The next one guest lecture we had on behalf of the Global Connect was by Mr. Timani, the founder of Paul and Mike Chocolate on behalf of the Global Connect. He shared us his mission and of sustainable entrepreneurship and business, and also his ethics, what he follows in his business. And one more fun fact in his guest lecture was that he named his chocolate Paul and Mike from his teachers in Africa. He had actually went on a tour to Africa, as Africa is a really great place for growing cocoa beans. So he named his company's name Paul and Mike from his teachers, whose name is Paul and Mike. Well, I know that you are looking for a teaser in the third line of inquiry. As I had said before, it is about social entrepreneurship. Yes, and you're really excited for it? But that's it for now. Let's have some suspense, right? Or what's the fun? Here you go. It's the third line of inquiry. It was my favorite line of inquiry in the whole PYP exhibition, as it was all about fieldwork, the most important and fun thing I love to do. Honestly, in this line of inquiry, I was having butterflies in my stomach because I didn't actually know anything about fieldwork. So, as we had chosen social entrepreneurship, it was simply entrepreneurship. But then you take the advantage of the entrepreneurship and use mostly the money to donate and solve some social issues. But I was really scared because I didn't know anything about the field work. But luckily I had my mother with me. She went to the market with me, and we had made masks. From making masks, we are doing many actions. Number one is that we are selling the people who we are selling the masks to, we are saving them from COVID-19. And then we donated some masks, around 30 masks, to the community helpers, and we are even saving them. At last, we donated some money to a girl named Amruti Varshini. She was going through a severe heart pain, and she was really in an urgent need of an heart transplant. So I donated money from my own profit which I got, and I felt pretty good about that. Well, let me talk about a bit more about my process of the third line of inquiry. Firstly, me and my mom went to the market. We got to this clothes supplier. I won't tell the name because entrepreneurs don't do that. So I went to this really amazing clothes supplier who gave us pretty good rates on the clothes we bought. At last, we settled on a really cool and fashionable design, which is also unisex, as in boys and girls both can wear them. After that, we went to the tailor. We hired a tailor to make us the masks from the cloth and the elastic we had bought to him. At last, the masks were made. We had made tons of masks, and by the look of the masks, they really looked amazing, and I was pretty happy about that. So, Then I was starting to market my masks. I called personally to each person, and I also advertised my product with posters. I used the help of my mom, and by her putting the posters in WhatsApp groups. And that's how I did my um, advertising. So just before we move any further, I would like to give a huge thanks to her, and this exhibition couldn't be possible without her. So thank you. Right about the learning process of the fourth line of inquiry. The fourth line of inquiry wasn't something which was really big, but it wasn't also something which was really small. It was all about presenting your final product, which was my journal and a video which I'm presenting right now. So the fourth line of inquiry was all about the journal and showcasing our work to others, and it was pretty fun as I got to see other journals too, which were no doubt amazing. They had really different perspectives, and as their topic was different, I got to know pretty many fun facts as well. But without any further ado, let me thank two people who were a huge pillar to this. The first one is the teachers who helped us and advised us in every step of our journeys, and our mommies who were every time supporting and making us do that with all those creative ideas, which made our exhibition the best. And here are a few websites which I used strongly to make this exhibition successful. The first one is Google sub websites, as in Gmail, Hangouts, Google Docs, Slides, Google Forms, etc. Padlet, where we all were discussing and we could share our perspectives easily. Zoom, the Zoom meeting where we could all meet. And lastly, Canva, and really amazing place where you can design templates with cool graphics. I'll surely share the link with you all so you can use it as well. And lastly, I used quite skills for this exhibition. Well, I can't actually name all of them because there are many, but let me tell you a few of the major ones: determination, knowledge, inquirer, and academic honesty. Now, as all the fourth line of inquiries were done, we were going to ask some questions to ourselves, as it is a journal and we are inquiring ourselves as well, as self-awareness is pretty important. How did you find the information you were looking for? Finding the information about entrepreneurship wasn't that easy, but wasn't too hard. We used quite a few resources, such as internet, guest lectures like by Miss Lena Romani and Mr. Probin, then surveys, Google Forms, and as we know, our same old buddy, internet. What was challenging? How did you solve this? So as we know, nothing is perfection, and perfection is a myth. So mistakes are invincible. So here are a few challenges we came across during the exhibition. One was teamwork and listening to others' opinions. Like I mentioned before, we were having a bit trouble combining everyone's opinions and ideas. We also had a few arguments as well, which didn't turn out pretty well. But as I had said, we resolved them, and that's what mainly matters. The number 2 is procrastination and excess work. As we know that due to the COVID-19 pandemic, everything is happening remotely, and it can be difficult for our health because too much of screen time and technology is also bad for us. And on top of that, we were having excess work, and that's what I think. So it was, our head pains, and then we were having emotional mood swings, which were also invincible. And on top of that, we also had procrastinations. It was, as it is remote learning, once again, it can be difficult to collaborate and learn effectively. But yes, procrastination was our mistakes, and we will surely learn from it and not repeat it again. Did you have more questions as you researched your issue? Do you still have questions? Well, when I was researching, I was really interested about it. I got to know many new concepts as well. One of them was GST. And income taxes and all kinds of taxes. I didn't actually knew pretty much about that. I just remembered that whenever I saw a product, saw inclusive of all taxes, and I used to get confused about them. But now, when we were having the guest lecture by Joanna's dad, Mr. Pravin, I got to know a partial answer of that, as I am a bit small to know all of them. And there were also a few more questions I didn't get the answer of, but as I had said once again, there is a certain age for everything, and I couldn't learn them now because I don't have much knowledge and experience to learn all of them. So let's be a bit so let's wait. Why not? What did you find out with what was really surprising? The thing which really made me angry and jump out of my chair was that people were taking income taxes. Yeah, I think so that it's wrong to take income taxes because there are so many poor people and average people who can't afford to even pay taxes, and on top of that there are so many kinds of them, and it becomes difficult for them to pay them. And on top of that, they can't even pay their household things and everything which is needed. And as there was the COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of people had losses and suicides were committed. So I think so that the Indian government shall decrease the income taxes or vanish them. But I want to clarify that I don't know much about it, so if I have said anything wrong, please forgive me. And the second thing which made me really surprised and interested was that Jio was owned by Mukesh Ambani. Yeah, I know. I didn't know that. Really. It's hard to believe, but yeah, I didn't know that. I thought that, usually Mukesh Ambani will just name his companies related to Reliance and all. But when I got to know Jio was owned by Mukesh Ambani, I was really surprised. And on top of that he actually gave free network calling, which was pretty good, and he just simply moved into the market. And when he said free calling, everyone is joining network Jio, and that was also something which made me really surprised. What did you enjoy and why? There were many things which I enjoyed during the PYP exhibition, but the three main ones were the first one is the third line of inquiry fieldwork. As I had said, I really enjoyed the fieldwork and I learned quite a few things from my mother and the market, which I surely couldn't have learned on the internet. Number 2, student-led. I always complained that we couldn't do anything which could show our potential and that it was student-led. But this was the chance, the PYP exhibition. Everything was student-led and we had the chance to showcase our potentials. And I wish that we'll have these kind of events more often. Lastly is the one which everyone might be really happy about, the proudness and succession. As the PYP exhibition is almost a success now, I'm really happy and proud on myself and my teammates, as we have done a lot of hard work and we have learned a lot, and a lot of work. And so I'm pretty proud on myself overall. How do you describe yourself using the learner profile attributes? I was a risk taker when. So I know this is a lot, but I'll just get you over with fast. Reflector. So as we were doing the PYT exhibition, we demonstrated what we learned regularly, and then balanced. I'll say that I'm 85% balanced because you can't be perfect in everything. And in one of my haikus, I have mentioned that the whole world is a schedule and everyone works with a schedule. And so you have to be balanced. And as I had said, if you miss one thing and you do something really excessively, it's a loss. Knowledgeable. I am really knowledgeable. I keep researching and studying. I also read books. And fun fact is that Bill Gates used to read a minimum of 5,000 words when he was not and a really multi-billion um, entrepreneur. And that's what he said is that made him so intelligent. Open-minded. I was receptive and open to others' opinions as knowledge increases by expanding it. Then is inquirers. As I had said earlier, also, I'm a huge inquirer. I keep asking questions as I'm really curious to know the answer of. And there's a huge mystery and reasons behind them, which are pretty interesting to know the answers of. Risk takers. I imbibed this learner profile during the third line of inquiry. You won't believe, but the masks I made were going a bit over budget, and I was really in tension. But then successfully, and thanks to God, we sold pretty much many masks, which would balance my business. Communicators. Honestly, yeah, this one was a bit dicey as we had a few problems and conflicts related to this learner profile attribute. But yes, I'm pretty good in it. If I communicated to my customers and my clients very properly, and due to that, they also gave in pretty positive feedback, like to my customers. I sold them masks, and in fact, some of them said that they wanted more because they liked them so much. Caring. I knew that I was going to do it fair trade and with ethics, so I was caring to all my clients and my customers. I did a fair trade, I gave equal money, and I didn't charge the mask over pricely. In fact, I didn't even take less of my profit. There was, in fact, barely any profit I took. The last one is principled. I was principled during the whole PYP exhibition. I listened to the teachers and the instructions and my teammates whenever they said anything because it's really important to be receptive to everyone as everyone have unique ideas and knowledge we might not have. What ADLs did you use the most? I used research skills, communication skills, self-management skills, and social skills, thinking skills. Yes, I used all of the social skills as all the skills are really important because each of them have different features and qualities which will be really important in the whole PYP exhibition. So I can't tell which I use the most. What did you learn about yourself during the exhibition? You know that feeling when you're doing something and you get to know, man, I'm really good at this. Why didn't I start doing this before? Here are a few things which happened with me the same way. Expertise in typing. As everything was remotely done, I had to type everything instead of writing it on paper. So I'm an expert typist now. I write about 60 words per minute, and that also while thinking and not just transwriting. Then the second one is mood swings while conflicts. Yes, this is a negative one. I have a few mood swings while I have conflicts. I become a bit cranky, and that is a bit fine. Everyone have weaknesses, and yes, sometimes they're invincible. But I'm surely improving on that and starting to control my emotions and becoming balanced, which is a win in my book. Honesty. Many people lie, and I don't know from where they learn that. But if I'll tell you, they're not lying to someone else, they're lying to themselves. So I'm pretty honest, like academic honesty, and if I have done something wrong or I could do something better, I'd accept it and I'll, say it and accept that yes, I have done this and I'll do it so and so. And that's what I love about myself the most. And one more negative trait, competitiveness. I'm really competitive. I don't like when other people become more smarter and better than me. And that is a negative quality which I'm also trying to improve in myself. And lastly, relation and practical use. As we know that IB is always trying to relate topics with other topics, like if we are learning about PE, they're related with the main UI topic, like science. So we related PE with the Newton's three laws of motions, and that was actually pretty fun, more than you think it would be. If you were to do the exhibition again, what would you do differently? What are your goals? Wait. Halt. If I'm doing the exhibition right after the first one, I'll be like, no! Because the exhibition takes a lot of time and hard work to execute. But for this instance, let's take that the exhibition was done after a while than the first one. So, yups, I'd be like, yay! And if I'll take a new other topic, I'd be even more happy because it will be an whole new bundle of learning effectively, which will be pretty fun. But I had a few things which I would like to change from the first exhibition, as we know that mistakes are invincible. Over here, number one, which I like to do, is that I'll do it faster than usual because I just got to know that we'll be going on a short trip, so I'll have to do my task 10 times faster than everyone else. Second thing, I will try to have a bit more better communication skills with my teammates and try to collaborate more effectively. Third, and the last one, I will accept if I am wrong. I do this sometimes. Though I said that I am honest, I feel a bit cranky that no man, I was wrong, and I will surely improve on that. So here are some actions in the PYP: participation, advocacy, social justice, social entrepreneurship, the one I had chosen, and lifestyle choices. What action did you take? So as I had said before, I took the action social entrepreneurship, which is nothing but simply an business which you are doing, but you are taking the advantage of it to do a good cause and solve any social issues. I sold around 60 masks, and the feedback we got was pretty amazing. We also got a lot of money from that, and from that money we donated around 30 masks to the community helpers, as they can't always afford the masks and the rates of them are also going above immensely. And the last action which I took was that I donated money to a girl named Amrutha Varshini. She was going through an heart pain and she urgently needed a heart transplant. So I knew that this was something I really had to contribute to. So I donated money to this little girl, and I'm sure that she will get well in some time. And as soon as possible, I'll be really happy. And the one more last one I really liked was that I made myself proud. Because when I do something good for these social issues and to make the world a better place, I feel happy because I didn't do it for myself. I did it for the world, and that's what makes me happy. I don't need any profit. I already have everything I could have ever got, but I want to give it to the people who haven't gotten it. Evidence of any of the above to help you present. So here is some evidence and images which will help you make believe that I actually made the mask, marketed the mask, and sold the mask. So in this picture over here, you can see me selling the mask to my relatives. And in this one, when I'm sitting next to my grandfather, I'm giving him an order of 20 masks for his workers. And as he is an entrepreneur, he is doing a really good cause by giving and donating masks to his workers. Here is a poster I had made for my advertisement, and here is the girl Amrita Varshini from Impact Guru. Through Impact Guru, I had donated some money for her heart transplant. Then donating masks to the helpers, the community helpers. I was giving masks to anyone who I saw. and who are doing a really good deed, like the garbage man, the maids, the security man. And here is a tailor who we had hired for making the masks. And here is selecting the cloth for the masks. So here he is the person we took the mask from. He was the supplier, and we got a really good design. Which digital tools helped you organize and record your data? So I use these 5 digital tools: Canva for graphics and templates, Zoom for meetings, Padlet for sharing our perspectives, Google and its sub-websites for overall everything, and Vita and video editing software. Strength, weakness, opportunities, and threat, or none other than the SWOT analysis. So here is one SWOT analysis overall of myself. My strengths are determination and grit, the want and the desire to do something, knowledge, confidence. That's something very important. You can go up on stage and yes, I can do this. I'll do it confidently. Then inquisitiveness, the the desire to inquire and know the answer of. Control of emotions, health, parents and teachers. Yes, they are my strength. Till they are here, I'll always be really strengthful. Opportunities. Anchoring and speeches. I'm pretty good, and my accent is also. Internships. I can get an internship if I get a bit bigger and I know the necessary information to become an intern of a certain company. Then I can become a student tutor. I can teach grades below of me, as I know and I have the confidence that I know what they will ask, as I have already undergone through to the what they have, like the grades and the knowledge they know. I know it. My weakness and my threats, the negative part, which is also pretty important because you always have to be socially aware. My one thing is aim for perfection. I keep going for perfection, and that takes a lot of time. And I usually pass my deadline, which is also pretty wrong. Sadness. I become a bit sad and cranky if I can't do something. And then overthinker. I keep thinking about something, like about washing my hands. I thought that I touched my table. I have to wash my hands again. This happens to me sometimes, mostly during the nights. And visual arts. Yups, I'm not that good at visual arts. I am good at other stuff like PE, playing the piano, maths, etc., but not at visual arts. But I always try to improve and practice. As we know, practice makes a man perfect. Last one is threat, delay of work, and the threats are used mostly because of the weaknesses. So delay of work, imbalance, health issues due to excess work, and as I had said earlier also, there's a lot of excess work which is leading to stress and health issues. Academic honesty is quite important, as we have to follow copyrights and we don't want to do something illegally, and the information we are using is really important to be cited, as it is someone else's information and hard work and they have found it, so it's pretty important to give the bibliography and citations. But if you still didn't understand the meaning and why we should give the citations, here's an example. Alright, so you are researching about stones and you did a really intense and long-term project on stones. Finally, you have done the thesis and you are going to publish your website on the internet. Once you have done that, people will be able to see your knowledge and your research. But then someone sees your research work and takes the information and puts it in his or her presentation, for instance, and then will write that it is written by her. How would you feel? You'd be like, man, that is my information. How can someone take my hard work? This is injustice, right? So that's why it is really important to give bibliographies. So sites I mentioned earlier, prior knowledge we already had, and people's knowledge and perspectives from all over the world, as from the surveys. Here is an student rubric which me and my group formed. Excellent, good, and need improvement. And here are the criterias. You can just have a glimpse of it. Yeah. And I'll just move on to the next slide. Here was the parent assessment, as in what my parents think of my exhibition and how I performed during this tremendously wonderful PYP exhibition. 2 stars and a wish. So this is simply 2 stars as in 2 wow moments and a wish which you would like to be fulfilled. So the first one is the time when I was over with my journal successfully accepted. Whenever we do something with a lot of hard work and it is finally completed and we have achieved something, we are so happy. And you're like, yeah, finally done. Now I can do something else. So that was the one wow moment I felt. And this next one was experience and memories. I really feel that I will be looking back when I'm old and say, oh yeah, my exhibition, we had rocked it. And that's what I want to say. I also had pretty much many new experiences and memories. I got to know 2 more souls who are just wonderful. Lastly, my wish. There are 2 things I want to wish for right now. Number 1 is that we should have these kinds of events more often because I really enjoyed the PYP exhibition. And the number 2 is that I want to plan a surprise with my student, the other student leaders to thank the teachers and the mommies who helped us make this PYP exhibition possible. So I really hope that wish will come true. So thank you. So here's the teacher feedback. And here's the end of my journal as well. So simply thank you and stay tuned for more videos like these. Bye for now.